And you have to leave. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me?
What up, Casanovas? Last week in part 1 of the Comfort Guide, we discussed how to build a frame of familiarity, the importance of exchanging information, and making it relatable. Now, in part 2 of the Comfort Guide, we're going to be talking about 1, why Flash Game is killing your ability to build comfort, 2, the importance of moving her around and changing venues, and 3, how you should extend the time of your interaction so as to increase her investment. All right, now let's get into it. Okay, so the next important thing to remember if you want to increase your sense of comfort with the girl is to keep the flash game, the button pushing, the flirting to a minimum.
I'm from Mongolia. I'm from Ulaanbaatar, okay?
You're from what?
Yeah. Ulaanbaatar.
Ulaanbaatar? That's Kazakhstan.
No, it's not. Kazakhstan is Almaty, right?
Sorry, Ulaanbaatar, yeah, but it is Mongolia. Did you even know that about your friend?
I did. I know everything about her.
We're running away together.
I actually think we're
going to what exotic country are we going to?
Otherwise, you're just going to create more of a false sense of attraction than anything. And she won't be able to connect with you as a real person. She will see you as this fleeting emotional experience that she can't really connect with. And that's going to be very detrimental to you being able to, take her home or see her another time for a date, because again, there's no real foundation of comfort that has been built. Too much flash or button pushing game is going to make you come off as disingenuous, as if you're putting up some kind of a front or facade. It's going to encourage the girl to put up a front and a facade, and again, it's going to be a barrier to connect. She's going to look at your behavior with caution. Too much flash game can make her distrust you, can make her distrust herself, because she might be acting out of character, because she might be attracted to you for the wrong reasons. It could even result in you guys having sex together on the first night, but not go anywhere else past that, because she's going to have a certain sense of buyer's remorse. It's almost like, you bought something flashy because you were quickly drawn to it, and then you're like, whoa, do I even need that? Like, why do I even need that? What is that even? Imagine that you're walking down the street and you see this giant neon flashing sign saying adventure, fun, girls, drinks, and you're inside this venue and there are all kinds of flashing lights and sounds and clowns, and suddenly you're intoxicated, and before you know it, you're giving somebody money and you're not quite sure why, and you sober up and you think, wow, I paid $100 for that, but what did I really pay $100 for? Was I taken advantage of? So be more genuine, more normal. That doesn't mean you have to be boring, but don't get carried away with the flash. Now, another thing that will really help build a sense of rapport is moving the girl around. Because what happens is you and the girl are this unit. You're a constant, and the environment is variable. Okay, so you're moving through the environment, whether it's the venue, or if you're out on the street, you go for a walk down the promenade or whatever it is, and you experience a bunch of things in the environment. Maybe you look at a clothing store, maybe you get some ice cream, you experience some kind of adventure or scenery in the environment, and you and her experienced it together.
Is there another coffee place around here?
all I know is...
Oh! Over there. Where were you getting on the subway?
Right there.
Come join me for a 2-minute adventure.
All right.
As long as you're not going to pull anything dangerous out of that bag.
I do have scissors in there that could probably cut your flash, but I won't cut your flash.
Not yet anyway.
Not yet.
Now, this goes hand in hand with leading, because if you lead the girl through the environment by the hand, or just by emotionally kind of guiding her along, or if you guys are out on the street just doing some casual shopping, going on an Insta date, the leading, again, makes her feel more secure, more comfortable. It's a very core masculine quality.
Come, you're not doing anything anyway.
Yeah, but I have good luck coming here.
Are they? Are you guys already actually leaving?
We are. I told you.
Just when we were like bonding and talking about drugs.
I know.
And you have to leave. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me?
Come look at the fireplace with me. 2 seconds.
Now, the last thing that will really help you improve your sense of comfort with the girl is time. So you want to extend the length of time in the interaction for as long as the girl's logistics allow for it, without infringing on her space, without coming off as too needy. So during the day, you want to see how far you can extend the interaction. So imagine you find out her logistics and she says she's meeting her mom for lunch. Right? That doesn't mean that you have to abandon the interaction then and there. You could possibly walk with her and say gain an extra 10 minutes to where she's meeting her mom for lunch, and over the course of that time build a lot more rapport.
Even when I was in Miami, I just didn't really find myself going to the beach that often.
Oh, that's a shame.
Or I would go for like a swim, but I wouldn't really just like bake in the sun.
Oh, that's what I do. I don't even swim.
Fuck.
I like to bake in the sun.
How do you have the nerve to just lie there like a, I feel like a
I
baked
don't
eggplant?
burn. When I'm tanning, I literally just get darker and darker and darker.
But I mean, the intense heat doesn't bother you?
Nope. Not at all.
I see.
Yep.
A lot of guys abandon the interactions way too early, and they don't give themselves enough of that time to build that comfort. And so as a result, girls will flake. Girls will flake. So you meet this girl, you guys have only spoken for like 2 minutes. Yeah, maybe there was some flirtatious exchange. Maybe she thought you were cute, but you didn't make it relatable. You didn't give her any macro context as to why you were there on the shopping promenade. You didn't exchange any information, no personal information. There was no frame of familiarity. There wasn't enough time to get to know one another. And, you know, you follow up with this girl and she drops off, okay, or she flakes, or she doesn't respond, right? And you're thinking, wow, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm attracted to her. I'm motivated by having sex with this girl. I thought we had something. Why isn't she hitting me back up, right? Because guys think that girls operate in the same way. They think that, you know, just because they're visual creatures and they're visually motivated and they already know that they want to have sex with the girl, that the girl should be operating in the same way. When in fact, the girl is a lot more emotional, and the way they should be looking at this is if they were to meet another, if they were to try to make another guy friend, how would that work, right? Like if you meet some dude who you kind of hit it off with, like, you know, for a few minutes, let's say, at some party, right, or outside because he was, I don't know, selling you some kind of insurance, and he's like, hey man, you know, we should like kick it sometime, you know, like we should go out, like, you know, shoot some pool, you seem pretty cool, dude, and you're like, yeah bro, like we can, you know, but then afterwards you think, but what do I really know about this guy? I guess he was cool. Like in the moment when, you know, when you're having fun and you're drinking, and you're just trying to connect with people and you're like, yeah man, let's just extend this fun, right? But if you haven't really established any real comfort with the person, you're not going to want to hang out. And that's how the girl feels, right? She's not sexually or visually motivated. She's very emotionally and comfort-based motivated. So it's very key to remember this. I remember bringing this Aussie girl home one night when I was in LA, and you know, it all kind of happened quite fast, right? There was definitely attraction, but you know, within maybe half an hour or so, I brought her back to my place, and we were in the living room for a while, and long story short, we moved, it escalated quite quickly towards sex, but there was resistance on her end, and I think she was seeing some guy, and it was kind of, you know, long distance, and I mean, it wasn't a serious relationship or anything, but bottom line is overall, she wasn't really comfortable enough or down to have sex. So what did I do? Well, I backed off. I gave her some space. I empathized with her situation, right? I talked to her about some long-distance relationships that I've been in, all right? You know, then we took some wine. We went for a drive up into the hills. There's like a nice view on the top of the hills in LA, especially at night. You know, and we just kind of hung out. We just took it easy. I took the pressure off. You know, I assumed that frame of familiarity even more, as if we're just kind of like hanging out, as if we've known each other for a while. You know, we exchanged more information. We got to know one another better on a personal level. And again, I gave her that space, and I gave it time. And what did that do naturally? Inevitably, it made her a lot more comfortable, right? It helped her actually connect with me. And of course, in the end, we ended up having sex. And the point is that, yes, sometimes you can just pick a girl up quite quickly just based on attraction. You can sometimes take a girl home literally within minutes. Within minutes, I've pulled girls, you know, that were about to get into cabs and said, hey, after party, boom, 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 a little bit of attraction, and before you know it, she's in your living room. But that doesn't mean she's always going to be immediately ready to have sex with you. That doesn't mean she immediately, you know, can trust you and trust herself in that situation. There can be a lot of cognitive dissonance that can occur from these, you know, quick flash game moments where the girl, you know, is just like sucked into this vortex of attraction, and then, you know, she might act out of character, or suddenly she might start asking herself, you know, whoa, why am I here, right? So pacing yourself, following these principles of comfort is very key, especially if you want to see the girl again, or even if you want to sleep with her that night. So to summarize, in order to achieve a greater sense of comfort with the girl, you must, 1, assume familiarity, 2, exchange information, general information, personal information, talk about the environment, make it relatable, give her some macro context. 3, you want to keep flash to a minimum. Any button pushing, any flirting should be sprinkled into the interaction and not the norm. 4, you want to move her around the environment, which goes hand in hand with leading, right? Either within the venue or outside the venue, there should be a change in the environment while you and the girl remain a constant, a unit. And the last one is time. That's all for today, Casanovas. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, show some love, hit that like button. Don't forget to also hit that bell by the subscribe button so that you're notified when we put out content. And share any comments, thoughts, questions, concerns in the comments below. Let me know what other topics you want me to cover. Let me know if anything was unclear in this video. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time.